Hey, tubers. Mark coming at you with a mailbag. Got some good stuff, man. Been in a buying mood because it's a buyer's market. For those things that as all collectors, we watch things. I don't know, eBay watch list is extensively long. But for those, that we do that, if you've been watching what you have been watching all along, those prices are coming down on a great many things. And eventually they hit price points where like, can't really say no to that, or, it's the time I've been waiting for. So, been kind of into that. And, so let's get right into it. First up is a 2023 Prestige Platinum Extra Points Brock Purdy PSA 10. These are numbered to 10. I have two others of these. I don't know why this one put premium extra points when the other two just say platinum extra points. But I have the McCaffrey and Kittle as well. Just lost the auction on the Fred Warner Raw one. But it had a soft corner, and so I wasn't willing to go the crazy price point there. But under Niners pickup, Fred Warner. I'm a big artist proof, press proof guy. This isn't the most exciting card per se, but I had never seen a black one of proof. It's at a 10, PSA 10, pop 1. So I was like, all right. And I like the uniform. He's got the patches going on. I really like the cards that have like captain's patches on and stuff like that. So I went after it. I'm pretty excited about that. But typically I like base very much so. But nowadays these modern out of 10s, 25s, and 50s are really kind of only where my head is at, just because that's the only something with like legitimacy to it, because the overprinting is wild right now. And then there's no value. You will not make your money back getting a PSA 10 on base nowadays. The risk is just not there. And, with fees and shipping and stuff like that, if you ever needed to sell it, you're taking an L right off the jump. Next one up, really excited. Been watching this forever. To put this back in the collection. I think I had a 9 once upon a time, and sold it, and happy to add the 10. All right. If you don't have one of these, he's set to hit a milestone real soon. Just had 6 strikeouts either last night, the night before last. Yeah, 2 nights ago, I think. 2 games ago, at least, for the Dodgers. I don't know if it's 2 nights ago, because I was just looking at box scores, seeing if he had pitched again. He is at 2,961 strikeouts, so 39 away from hitting 3,000 strikeouts, which is a very big milestone for the pitching crew. So, since I already had the 10 of the Scherzer, which is wildly cheap, so if you don't have one of those, go for it. The Verlander, and I was like, all right, well, if I already have 2 of those 10s, these are the 3 modern, aces as far as career impact and all those things in baseball. So figured I'd wait for the Kershaw. The Kershaw is much more expensive now. The pop is like half of the Scherzer or something like that. So it makes sense that it's more, and then he's an LA guy, right? But still pretty cool, and really happy to have that one in for the long term of the PC, because I'm a big I like the PSA registry set of 3,000 strikeouts. Don't often get a chance for a rookie 1 of 1 too. So this popped up, and it honestly wasn't that bad of a bin. So I binned it. 101 Crown. Crowns are just tough to grade anyway, because the way they make them and stuff. Olders were much worse, but the die cut and the way they cut them, it creates crinkles in the back of the crown often. So an 8 is more typical than a 9. So a 9 is really a 10 on these things. But that's the 1 of 1 of Bosa. from 2019. So happy to add that. Don't have a ton of 101s in the collection, so always kind of cool to add those. Pick this up. Panini Super Bowl. I gotta look at the label of the few people that have graded these and what they're called. I don't know if they're specifically called something different than that, but I've mentioned these multiple times on the channel over the months and years. But they've been doing these. There was a flat white version. Those came out, I think, at least in 2015. If there were earlier ones, it's possible. But I think the Niners' earliest ones are 2015. And I have 6, 12... 17 of those now of the flat whites, and I think they're done making those, but last year they randomly threw a second Ricky Watters from the same Super Bowl year in there with a different pose. But they've been doing these chroma-ish ones for quite some time as well, and I'm still at a mixed bag on how much I want to do that, but the completeness and the range of players is pretty cool. So I have a bunch of others, and these are all different of Niners. But I have not picked up the big ones yet. And those are Rice and Montanas. I think there's at least 2 Rices. I think there's at least 2 Montanas. And there's 2 Ronnie Lotts. And I have not picked up any of those because, it's like, all right, do I really want to do this? It was not easy to pick these up, 25, 30 a pop. But I'm $1,000 away from completing that set, right? So still not sure, but I chip away when the price is right at some of these other ones. Bonos. Finally added this one to the PC again. Buyer's market. So got the PSA 10. Way less than people listed for typically. I got it at auction. Excited about that. There's your back. From 1990 score. I had the football version, which is a vertical from 89 score supplemental. I wasn't as impressed, and it's not quite as iconic with that one. So sold it X number of years ago now. But I got a 10 when I subbed that thing. I was pretty excited about that, I'm not gonna lie. But excited to add this one. Clean, classic pose. And then since I got the time, if you watched, I just shot that video and uploaded it. I'm going to wait a day to post this video. But my PWCC vault, I was basically working on emptying it out. I specifically requested single ones of the couple of medium, bigger cards or whatever that I have in there. Those haven't arrived yet, but when I finally grabbed a chunk of them and said ship all these together, all of those showed up fairly quickly. So these are randoms that I had in PWCC that I picked up over the last year or so. Mostly set fillers and things like that I didn't necessarily want or need for display purposes. But some cool stuff nonetheless. So there's a 65 Paul Warfield. I don't believe he's first ballot, but he is NFL top 100 if memory serves. Obviously everybody knows Steve Largent, so that's a 77 rookie and a PSA 80. Got a Pete Rose auto in here. This card is chewed up on the corners, but very well centered. Just an authentic grade, but a PSA 10 on the auto. Pete Rose, and it says Hit King from 67 Tops. So price was right when I won that at auction, and I thought it'd be cool to have a Pete Rose auto in the collection. Geez, it's probably been in that vault for 3 years now. The Gronk PSA 10 Topps Chrome rookie. Just the 9, because I never could get myself to, he's a Seahawk. Not that exciting, so I couldn't get myself to pull the 10. But I think Shaun Alexander is a future Hall of Famer for sure. He's got 100 touchdowns on a career. That is a massive, massive milestone that gets the job done pretty much at all times. But in not a good era of Seahawks football, way out west in a division that didn't get watched as much or at least it was late hours when those games were coming on. He just didn't get seen a bunch. So, doesn't get the fanfare, but a high quality player. And picked up the PSA 9 out of 1250 from 2000 SP Authentic. This one's been there for a long time too. The 85 Warren Moon PSA 9. Ricky Jackson in PSA 9. That's like, you know, $12 card or something like that. But I can't get myself to pull the trigger on the 10 on that one yet. And then I think this is a top 100 guy as well. Jim Langer, offensive lineman for the Dolphins. Shout out to Brad, 8671. It's a 73 Jim Langer. So those are the cards for today. But I do have a whole bunch more coming from PWCC. One more coming from my PSA vault that was in an eBay vault that they converted. That's a big boy. Really excited for that one. Got to make some space to put that up in there. But that's what I got for you. Until next time. Later.